1997 Rover Mini Cooper. So this one, as you can see, is in one of my favorite color combos, white hull. So that sort of off-white color with, I think, the best interior, porcelain green leather interior. This one again, as you can see, has the sport pack. So you've got the larger arches, the larger mini light wheels, the spot lamps. Obviously being white hull, it doesn't get the stripes because you wouldn't see them. White on white stripes aren't going to work. And then obviously your sport interior. And again, it's your MPI, so it's the multi-point injection, which is the nippier, sought-after version of your single-point injection that you got on your standard Coopers. This one, as you can see, is very well presented, all one colour white. We're going to start by having a look at the bodywork. We'll go around all the usual areas, the seams, sills, boot floor, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll have a look at the interior, and then we'll get it fired up. Again, as you can see, it is an open air as well, so that's the electric, not the manual. So the factory electric open roof, which if you're tall like me is a really nice thing to have. Starting on this front driver's side, if we look down this side of the car, you can see it is lovely and straight all the way down there. It's not ripply or full of fillers or anything like that. Got a little scab just appearing under the paint on that seam on this side, but generally not bad at all. If it comes around here, this section here, which is the worst bit normally, is lovely and clean. There's a bit of dirt in there, which we'll clean out, and then along here is all good. Obviously the arches, these are the sport pack arches, are plastic, so you've got no corrosion to worry about on those, but you can get your hand in behind onto the metal section of the arch, and on this one it does feel nice and solid all the way around. Wheels are like brand new, there's not a mark on those, I believe, and we'll check the history and we'll put it in the description, but I believe they've just been freshly re-powder coated in the correct silver colour, but like I say, they are unmarked. Got a Yokohama tyre on the front there, loads of tread. We'll check the rest as we go around. Coming down this side, we've got no issues along the bottom of the screen or in that seam there, which again is another common area, as is up the top. All nice and tidy and clean. Inside the gutters are good, and it's got the finishing clips on the trim. They're never there. It's really a pet hate of mine, but this one's got it. All good along the bottom of the windscreen there and round the grommets where it would have had left-hand drive wipers, so they're all standard. Normally you get a bit of corrosion coming through those, but these ones are all good. Coming down this side, nice and clean on that driver's door. It does have a little bit of stainless protection thing in the door handle. Again, if you know your minis, they do get scratched quite easily, so that's quite a good thing to have. All your panel gaps are even all the way around. If we open the door, we'll see in there, it's all nice and clean along there. And then if we drop the camera down, we'll have a look at the sill on this side. And again, being white, it does help things because you can see any of the issues, but this one looks to be lovely and clean all the way along. Correct open vent sills, so it's not had cheap aftermarket closed ones fitted or anything like that. Floor underneath there, again, apart from a bit of road dirt, lovely and clean and tidy. That's the main area you want to check if it wants sills. It's going to be relatively expensive, but these are lovely and clean and tidy. Pop out rear windows, nice and tidy around this one. Again, this seam here is all good. Nice and clean on that rear quarter. And you can see in from the rear arch here, the subframe mount, again, which is another area you want to check. That one is nice and tidy. Get our hands in on the metal sections of the arch. Nice and solid. Another brand new wheel with a good Yokohama tyre. Probably took £1,000 worth of wheels and tyres just there. Round onto the back, rear bumper sits nice and straight. Both lights are clean and bright. There's no cracks or any moisture in those. Below the bumper is nice and tidy. And again, one of the things you want to check is the bottom of the battery box, which again is lovely. And that rear subframe, which again, it looks to be all nice and tidy. We'll have a look at the boot from the inside when we go around. Nice and clean on the bottom of that screen. And all the way around, the seals are nice. They're not dried out. Quite often they can dry and crack around the corners, but these ones are all good. And then as though there's not much metal way to look at on the roof, what there is lovely and straight. And then you've got this lovely, like I say, electric factory open air. This one is in lovely condition. Again, they can get a bit faded along the lines where the ribs are, but this one, as you can see, nice dark black. The wind deflector is all good. And the metalwork along the front is nice as well. All the glass on this car has that very slight factory tint, which you can just see there. Lovely and clear. There's no ingrained scratching or anything on that. Another brand new wheel and matching Yokohama tyre, so a 3 out of 4 on the tyres so far. So just jumped on that front one. Yeah, so on 4 matching Yokohama tyres. Again, for me, that's sign of good ownership. Not put cheap mismatched tyres on, proper expensive, nice tyres, which on these bigger wheel cars, it does make a difference. You want a good tyre on them. Nice and clean down that rear quarter. Passenger door again, there's no real marks to note. We'll have a look along the sill on this side. Again, pretty much the same story as this side. Lovely and clean and tidy. Same open vent sills. You can see there's no sign of any corrosion or anything coming through there. Floor underneath, behind that looks to be very good as well. Exhaust looks like it's quite new as well. And again, the seam up here, all nice and tidy. Jumping around at the front, going down the seam here is all good. It has got stainless seam covers on. If you're being picky, they should be body coloured for this car. But again, it's personal preference. I don't hate them on the car. Wouldn't spoil it for me. But they are very, very easy to change. They just pop off. You can buy them dirt cheap, change them for body coloured ones. Nice and clean all the way along that scuttle. The windscreen's all tidy. There's no ingrained scratching or marks from worn out wipers or anything like that. All good on this front wing. One tiny little stone chip there if we're being really picky. And again, we'll get our hand in behind the body kit all the way around. Lovely and sharp. Round on the front, this seam here, nice and tidy. Lights, indicators and spots are all clean, clear and bright. Stainless on the top of the grille has a couple of little lights scratching on the wood, one polished off. But the bumper is lovely and tidy. And underneath there, all good. That's not been bashed up a curb or anything like that. And then up onto the bonnet, lovely and tidy. Got one stone chip there and another one there, but that is it. I am being quite picky with that. So bodywork wise, generally very good. Now onto my favourite bit, that porcelain green interior. So it's a later MPI, so we do get the leather. It's got the dark wood trim on all the doors, lighter dash. The wood trim on the doors is perfect. It looks like it's brand new, to be fair. Door card, lovely and clean. Door shuts are nice and tidy. And then driver's seat, nice and firm. Tiny little bit of ingrained dirt it could do with being cleaned out on the bottom section. But the beading is all good. There's no rips or tears or anything in it. Headrest is nice and clean. And then the back of the seat, same story. This hasn't been stretched out or pulled, but it is nice and tidy. Rear bench looks to be all good. There's no rips or tears in that. Again, the seams and things and the beading is nice. Green carpets again, nice and clean. Headlining is good. Obviously, you've got a slight ruffled look with the sunroof, but the actual fitted headlining is nice all the way around. These later cars got your airbag on the MPI with a nicer leather, perforated leather steering wheel on the sport packs. Again, no real signs of wear on that at all. 60,480 miles on this one. Factory immobilizer still working, and more importantly, we've got a manual gearbox, which is nice. These late 4-speeds are quite nice to drive. A little bit of delamination on the dash, which is very common, but it is worth pointing it out. You can get a dash wood kit if you want to do something about it. It's not a lot of money. Grab a key because I think this boot might be locked. And then into the boot, you've got your spare wheel there. Fuel tank looks to be nice and clean. Battery with an isolator. In the corner here, it's a bit dusty, but you want to check right in that corner for any sign of corrosion. You can see there a bit of dirt, but it's lovely and solid. There's no sign of any corrosion coming through there or on the inner wings. Lift that wheel up, we'll have a little look underneath there. Again, that's all nice and tidy in there. Bit of dirt, but no corrosion, that's the main thing. And then round on the passenger side. Nice and clean and tidy on that door card. I do think that wood might be brand new because it looks to be fantastic. It's on the back as well, as you can see. Passenger seat, really nice condition. Nice and firm. It's not overly shiny from use. All of the beading is good. Carpet set is nice and clean. Like I say, there is a little bit of delamination on the center console. But other than that, it is all good. And then under the bonnet, you've got that 1.3 litre injection engine. So they did an SPI, which is your single point, and an MPI, which is your multi-point. Your multi-points are the one to have. Faster, more responsive, more reliable. This is your multi-point. Lovely and clean on the inner wings there. Looks to be nice and standard. There's no nasty air filters or anything like that. It is just what looks to be a nice standard car. we'll get it fired up. It was driven to us, this one as well, which is always a good sign. Turn the immobiliser off. Like I say, still got the factory immobiliser fitted. Fires up on the button. Lovely and smooth around the front. Nothing nasty flying out the back. And then in here we've got no warning lights. That SRS light can be quite common, but again that's not lit up, so we're all good on that one. Got a Kenwood stereo in there. All your gauges working as they should. You can see it is stone cold as well, so cold engine starter. I have driven it down the road. It does seem to drive nice as well, which is important. Any more questions, please get in touch. Mini Cooper with a sport pack, MPI, Whitehall with porcelain green interior. Again, like I say, any questions, please let us know. If you want to come and see the car, it's here every day. Let us know, we'll book you in. If you can't get to see it, again, let us know. We can do videos, photos, or a video call, whatever you need. Thank you. Before we cut that off, actually, we will just show you the roof working as well. So again, there is a manual or an electric option. The electric ones, obviously you want to make sure they're working. You've got this button up here, hit that, and the roof slides back. And then if you press the button forward, it goes back forward, parks itself, and again you want to make sure it's nice and taut like that one is. Dead easy, and it is useful on a summer day. Get some air in there. So there you have it. Any more questions, like I say, please get in touch. Thank you.